For years, the Texas A&M Beef Center has been a beacon for education and research for cattle producers. Now under new leadership, the Texas A&M Animal Science Department looks to revitalize the purebred aspect. Join us as we learn more about the up-and-coming changes at the Texas A&M Beef Center in College Station, Texas.
First, let me introduce myself. My name is Webb Fields, originally from Mount Pleasant, Texas area, uniquely, and I grew up in the Simmental and Cimbrough cattle operation and was actually a student at Texas A&M. And again, I've got a unique background with this beef center because when I did my undergraduate degree here with Texas A&M, I was actually a student worker here for 3 or 4 years. And so I always had a really big passion for obviously the beef cattle industry as a whole, but for the beef center specifically, being a student worker here at the center while I was doing my undergraduate degree. And so was tickled to death here over the last couple of years. I graduated, went out in the industry, and then the opportunity arose for me to come back and manage the beef center. And I felt like it was a really special time to get back involved for reasons that we'll get into here in a second. So was extremely excited to come and take on this role as manager at the beef center. So historically, obviously, the beef center has had some transitions. It's generally a purebred sector for the animal science department, and so over time it has historically been a Hereford and Brahman type operation. In the late 90s, early 2000s, it transitioned into a Simmental and Angus base, and it still had some Hereford and Brahman influence, but largely Simmental and Angus, and that was the primary breeds during the 2000s. Over probably the past 5, 6, 7 years, with some changes within the department, it became more of a commercial operation, and that's where we've been over the last few years. We run largely research cattle that facilitate research projects, and it's a commercial operation, so it's got a lot of Brangus type influence within the herd, anywhere from a quarter to an eighth ear in these cattle, and largely just trying to make it again a commercial aspect. When I came on board right at 2 years ago is when Dr. Lamb became the department head, and that's where some vision and some things started to adjust back to the purebred sector here for the beef center. And so really excited about a lot of things we've got going on, and it really starts with the cow herd. So again, his vision is to see this become the purebred sector again for the animal science department, and with that we formed a committee together to decide on where we were going to go. And so we felt like we needed to focus both on Bos Indicus and Bos Taurus cattle, and so we decided to go with a 2-breed approach. In that, it's very important for us, being where we're located and knowing that 70% of the world's cow population is in tropical and subtropic regions, that we thought about heat tolerance cattle both on the Bos Indicus and Bos Taurus side. So we decided to go with red-hided cattle, wanted to work with some breeds that were potentially growing and probably small enough to have a lot of interaction with us here at the beef center. And so with that, we landed on Beefmaster and Red Angus. And so we're extremely excited that we've already initiated those 2 herds. So we worked closely with the Red Angus Association and some breeders that wanted to donate to us. And so we were able to work very closely with operations like the R.A. Brown Ranch and get both some embryos donated from across the country, as well as we brought in a few high genetic merit females that were able to flush here around this time or a little after this past year in order to garner some matings there. And so we've got some Red Angus babies running around now that we're really excited about seeing them hit the ground. We've also about to initiate the Beefmaster herd. We actually have a female coming here any day that's being donated, as well as a few other live animals that are being donated here in the next month or two, as well as some Beefmaster cows that are here that we're going to flush, and some genetics being donated. So we're super excited to get back in the purebred sector. We think that's going to be tremendously beneficial to our students, so they're able to learn that side of the industry, and then make it, as we progress here, make it a holistic systems approach, where eventually we establish the 2 cow herds, we make an F1 composite of the 2, and so it's really a systems approach that has a commercial aspect that's I think very viable for our students as they continue to progress and learn, and we grow within the two herds as well. So extremely excited about that. Not only have we had progression on the cow side, but we've had a lot of facility updates as well. We've got a brand new working system that we worked with Preference with that's outside. We'll be covering that here shortly, so we've got some additional classroom space as the animal science department continues to grow. And then working with AeroEquip currently, where at the end of this year we're going to be outfitting the entire underneath our large pavilion, refitting that completely, a brand new working facility. So we're extremely excited about that. We've refenced about 6,000 feet of fence, and just continue to do facility updates. So there's a lot of exciting things happening within here at the Beef Center, but within the animal science department as a whole, and so we're super excited about where we're headed. So one of the things that we do here with Texas A&M is it's extremely important for us to have industry outreach, and that's one of our three prongs approach. We're teaching, research, but absolutely a part of extension. And so we really consider this the front door of the animal science department, and that's big for Dr. Lamb as the department head, is that a lot of times as producers, when we think about Texas A&M animal science as it relates to beef cattle, a lot of people don't think about Clayburgh necessarily first. They think about the Beef Center, and so that's one of the reasons why we're so excited about having these new breeds and the facility updates, is so we can really serve as that front door and have just a beautiful operation that's going on in a beautiful facility for people to come to. And with that, we do host sales a lot of the times throughout the year. Historically, we've always hosted sales, and generally 2 to 3 sales a year. Over the last year or two, as we continue to have more industry outreach, we've actually increased that to anywhere between 10 and 12 sales that we're going to have over the next year plus. And so we're super excited about the additional sales, and that's one of the reasons why we wanted to continue to have these facility updates, so we continue to have some really updated, really nice sale facility for these folks to come to. So we're really excited about hosting those sales. If you're interested in hosting a breed sale, production sale yourself, please reach out to us here at the Beef Center, because we'd love to have you.
We're happy to be a small part of the Texas A&M Beef Center. Until next time, remember, only the best feed with Cox Concrete products.
We pull into town, try to find the fairgrounds, park this